All right, traders, this video is going to be an updated price action analysis on how to trade the best setups at the best prices for the following stocks. We're going to be going over AMC, TSLA, Tesla, Roblox, NIO, and how can we forget PROG? If you watched the video before, the two videos that I posted before this, you are well aware that I told people to take profits on PROG stock as I was expecting it to start to crash. It is currently down 30% in after hours, back at 119. I called this out long at 114. It shot up nearly to 180. How greedy can you get, right, in terms of not locking in the profits? So let's do the updated price action analysis. First things first, we're going to be going over AMC. So the deal with AMC right now is it's finally got some volume. The volume is sitting at 226 million on the day, having a massive green day, up 45% on the day. So we are currently sitting at a key make it or break it resistance level. As you can see right here, the 3-month high on AMC is at $30.19. It has big downside potential. And you can see there's also a gap to fill at $20.24. In some point of history, this gap is going to fill 100% for sure. So in terms of buying puts and in terms of shorting the stock, it's just figuring out using bearish confirmations, using key resistance levels, where are we going to short this, where are we going to buy puts to play for that gap to fill below for the midterm to long-term sense, right? So in terms of the 3-month chart, we're sitting at key resistance. If you go to the daily chart, this does have big upside potential. It is possible that it can see this big upside move. I'm going to be discussing on what really needs to happen to see this big upside move. So in terms of the overall chart, and this is what I'm seeing, so you can see the chart however you want to see it, but this is how I see it personally, and this is where I think we can potentially be at on AMC stock. See how AMC right here, it has this little move up right here, this like trend reversal candlestick, and then the next day it has this massive gap up. And then what occurs the day after that? It has a massive sell-off. And then you could see that was the high. That was the high. So in terms of where I think we can potentially be for the micro on this stock is, I think we could see potentially something similar. So just study this little trend reversal candlestick right here. And then we have the massive gap up. And as you can see today, we're seeing a lot of similarities. We have this trend reversal candlestick right here, and we have the massive gap up. And we're also at key critical 3-month highs, make it or break it resistance. So in terms of this chart, your key level is going to be $30. The fact and the reality of this situation is, for this to keep running, not only does it have to maintain its very high volume, but it needs to turn this $30 level right here. We're going to call it $30. It needs to break above 30 and turn it into a support level to continue this micro run. If it reacts as a resistance, if it can't turn it into support, if it starts to break down under this 29-ish level, the bears are going to take control and AMC is going to start to pull back. It is going to start to sell off. In terms of where I think we can potentially be, this is just like another example. It has this massive gap up, and then overall it's done for the most part. I think the end is near personally for the micro. I personally believe that AMC is due for a major pullback for the micro. With that being said, in terms of confirmations that I'm going to be looking for, if we're looking at after hours, so this closed at 29.33, it's having a very small gap down. In after hours, it's at 28.89. It got to a low of like 27.98. So your key make it or break it levels for AMC is going to be, in terms of your key breakdown, we're going to call it $29.33. This is going to be your key breakdown level. For the bears to take control for the micro, the reality of the situation is they need to turn this $29.33 level, the closing price, into a resistance level. If that can happen, AMC is going to sell off hard. Now, if the bulls can break above this $29.33 and then break out and turn this $30 into support, this run is going to continue. And how high can it realistically go for the micro if the bulls can break out at this $30 level? Well, if we can maintain strong volume, we're looking at a move to about, I would say, $34 to $35. That's what we're currently looking at on AMC. I did just notice as well, there's a gap that is actually waiting to fill at $38.89, which would be one of the new best prices to buy put options to short AMC. Also, right around here, there's a gap to fill at $45. I do believe over time those gaps can potentially fill as well. So if AMC can break out and hold this $30 level, the bulls are going to take control and we're going to start to see some gap fills. The next gap fill level, it can push to 38.89. If it breaks out and turns that into support, the next gap fill level would be $45. Looking at the daily chart, it does have huge upside potential, but it also has huge downside potential. In terms of the overall price action, I do believe over time, these gaps to fill above will fill. You know, right here towards 38, right here towards 45. I can definitely see those filling within time. But I do also believe that we're going to see a gap fill at 20. So it's just kind of figuring out in terms of timing and in terms of best prices and in terms of confirmations, when to buy the puts, when to short stock, when to go long, when to buy the stock. But in terms of your micro, $30 is make it or break it. If $30 can break out and turn into support, you're looking at a very nice upside move to, I would say, around $34, $35. If it can keep going above that, then a gap fill to 39, which would be one of the best prices for puts. If $30 turns into support, $39 and also $45 would be the best prices for puts, levels of interest. So that's my thoughts. That's my analysis on AMC. We're sitting at a make it or break it level. We have strong volume. We have a very strong green candlestick. However, I do think we could see something similar where we have, you know, this trend reversal candlestick on the daily right here, and then a very strong candlestick on the daily chart like this. And then that's just basically that. And that could be a possibility. However, it did close very, very strong today. So other possibilities are it goes up a little bit more, then it sells off. Goes up a little bit more, then it just sells off, right? It's not going to be an easy trade, no matter which way you're going. This is definitely not going to be an easy trade for the micro. So I'm going to be studying the key make it or break it level, that $30. If you are in a short, if you are in puts, the max risk is 30. I would not risk more than 30. If this goes above $30, this is going to fly. This is going to seriously run. So max risk would be 30 on that. And I explained to you on how high it can go. If $30 breaks out and turns into support, you're looking at 34. If it goes above that, then a 39 gap will play. So that's the overall thoughts on AMC for the moment. The chart is a little bit interesting. I'm going to have a much better read on it tomorrow at market open. In terms of our next stock is going to be PROG. So for those of you who watched my video, not the one that I posted before this, the one that I posted before that, 2 videos ago, I had told people that, you know, PROG was just at $1.08, which is where I was telling people when this was in the threes to buy and to invest into the stock when it goes to $1.08. The low was literally $1.04. It shot up to a high of 185. And I told people, you know, this is filling gaps. It's towards key resistance. It's showing signs of a reversal. You have a bearish doji. This is not a good situation to be holding PROG stock. Lock in your profits. And here we go. As you can see, the strategy works. It's at $1.15 now in after hours. So what caused that was earnings. But I just find it interesting how the chart told me what was going to happen. Right? Don't you find that interesting how it's almost as if like you're selling the news? It's almost as if, wow, it's at key resistance. It's filling the gaps. It's having reversals. It's showing trend reversal candlesticks. It's almost as if it's telling us what's going to happen before the news comes out, what that reaction is going to be. So no shocker, no luck there. It's like the chart was literally telling me where this stock was going. And that's why I was telling people to lock in profits 2 videos ago on PROG stock. And I hope you guys did, because the reality of the situation is, it's now back to your initial fucking entry, if not lower. So like, take the profits, common sense here. It went from $1.04 to $1.80. What do you think? It's just going to have this move up to 5s and 6s? No, look at the chart. The chart is screaming major resistance, big downside potential, key trend reversal doji candlesticks. These candlesticks and these gap fill levels are telling me what is going to happen before it actually fucking happens. So that's the thoughts on PROG. The good news is this is going to offer some opportunity for the long term, because there's now going to be a gap to fill at 161. So for this one, as of now, I don't think there's any gaps that are waiting to fill below. All of the gaps have filled. There's a gap to fill right here actually at 89 cents. So here we go. At 89 cents, this is where I'm planning to rebuy PROG stock. When this hits 89 cents, we see it react to support, buy PROG. If it forms bullish confirmations and shows signs of strength, ride it back up to fill this gap at 161. Very simple game plan on PROG. That's going to be the game plan for that one. So I'm waiting for 89 cents on that. Best price to buy puts, $1.61. Trade the best setups at the best prices. Otherwise, you're just going to waste your time and lose your money. Okay, so that's my thoughts on PROG. I just gave you the $1 million blueprint for that one. I mean, if you watch my playlist on the stock, the advice that I've been giving out and the information I've been giving out, no fundamental analysis, no news analysis, no whatever they're doing with the company, none of that analysis. And this has been the most accurate analysis on PROG stock in history. You're not going to find anyone else giving out better targets, better levels to buy, better price targets to sell, key stop losses that never even triggered. Like, you're not going to find anyone else on the internet, like anyone who's giving out better information on this stock. And if you watch my playlist, it's living proof that the strategy works. And I'm telling you guys, I already told you guys to lock in profits. Now I'm telling you 89 cents is where I'm planning to buy this and ride some call options as well for a gap fill play to 160. Once it gets to 160, I short the living shit out of it. Very simple. So in terms of Roblox, I'm waiting for a gap fill. I'm waiting for this gap to fill right here. There's a gap to fill at $50.79. If it hits that level and reacts as a resistance level, you see I got my price alert set. Going to be looking to short, going to be looking to play some put options for a ride back down to around $47.80, waiting for that price alert to trigger. TSLA, I'm waiting for these gaps to fill. There's a gap to fill on TSLA right here at 697, and there's also a gap to fill at 856. Looking to do gap close reversals, trading both ways on TSLA. You can see right here, it recently had a little gap up, closed the gap, had a nice reversal, right? So in terms of puts, $8.56. In terms of calls, $6.97, using about a 20 to 30 cent max risk stop loss and looking to ride those to play for the gaps to fill. Very, very simple gap close reversal strategy. Looking to trade that one both ways. Goal is to make about $1 profit per share, one-sided move on those both ways. So our next stock is going to be, let's see. Okay, so Tesla. Tesla is at 1,095.80. It had a massive gap up today. So the plan for Tesla is very, very simple. Let me just double check this real quick. There's a gap to fill on Tesla at $1,220. The gap never filled. I believe it actually filled in extended hours in pre-market on one of these days right here before it had the major crash. I remember I called out puts on those. They printed like crazy. The best price to buy puts on Tesla is at $1,222. Another thing I'm interested in doing, because eventually it's going to get there, but one thing I'm interested in doing as well is buying puts on Tesla when it has the first red day. So when this opens up red, and if it goes back to the previous closing price, reacts as a resistance, or if it just looks bearish at market open at red, it's not too far away from the previous closing price, it's not having a massive gap down, I'm going to be looking to buy Tesla put options on the first red day. Within time, this will go back to fill this gap below at 10.10, just like AMC within time will go back to fill that gap below at $20. So again, it's just identifying when to buy the puts and the bearish confirmations to use and stuff like that. But within time, that's where it's heading. And in terms of the best price to buy call options on Tesla is to wait till 10.10. And also there's a gap to fill at 9.05, which would be the best prices to buy calls. Best prices for puts on the first red day and at 12.20. Those are the game plans. Those are the key levels to trade Tesla put options. So within these plans that I'm giving you, these are designed to be quick scalps where I get in, I get out, I make a quick 30, 40, 50% on the options, rinse and repeat, trade the best setups at the best prices. Some of them can be more of midterm swing trades. That's where it gets a little bit more complicated. But that's the overall thoughts on Tesla stock. In terms of MULN, like I said, we're waiting for this gap to fill at 175 for potential calls if it can react to support. For potential puts, $3. That's the plan to trade that one both ways. I'm giving out the key levels. Price targets are look to make quick 20, 30, 40, 50% on the options very quickly. And I'm staying at the money. Dave is collapsing just like I expected it to. And yeah, I mean, that's really going to be the best setups that I'm looking at. NIO is another one. NIO is approaching a gap fill level. So if NIO can turn this key level right here, there's a gap to fill on NIO at $21.98. If it can turn 2198 into a resistance level, show signs of weakness, I'm looking to play puts on NIO. So those are the game plans. Those are the best levels. We go a lot more in depth in Trader Society in terms of like stop losses, price targets, and then the real-time trade alerts are sent out, the live trading at market open, the watch list, the stock analysis within the watch list, where to set the price alert, stuff like that. But yeah, that's overall the top setups that I'm really focusing on. So in terms of SPY is currently at 456. This is going to be very interesting because last time SPY had this massive move up like this, you can see right here. Look at this candle. Look at this candle. Look at this candle. Look at this candle. Look at the price. Look at the price. Look at the price. Look at the price. See how there's a lot of similarities in terms of how this ran up and how these candlesticks look. Last time this occurred, SPY had a massive gap down. So we got a lot of resistance at $457. Like I've been telling you in terms of macro put options, the best price to buy puts on SPY would be right here. There's a gap to fill at 464.72. That's the best level. That's where I plan to hit it heavy with some size. In the meantime, let's see how it reacts at 457. Let's see if it gaps down tomorrow. If it does, we'll wait for it to go back to the previous closing price for a put opportunity. That'd be the game plan. It's just last time we were at this level, we saw some very nice downside. So 457 is going to be a key level to watch if it breaks above that. Next level, I'm really waiting for a put on this for like a micro put, also a potential macro put would be 464.72. But as you can see, the macro is really kicking in on the SPY. I've been discussing how, over time, SPY is going to fill this gap at 464. I've been saying that since the low 430s. And then in terms of the best price for the macro calls, $443.80, also $417. I do believe this year, both of those gaps will fill. 417 could be tough. We have to see, but 443 for sure. And then we're also going to fill this gap at 464.72. So those are the game plans. Those are the analysis on the overall market and what it is that I'm looking at. So yeah, if you do want to be a part of Trader Society, that's going to be the first link down below in the description. You will get lifetime access to the chat room. You also get lifetime instant access to the video lesson library. That's where I teach the unique gap trading strategies, the gap trading method, the price action analysis trading strategies that we use to successfully trade within the stock market both ways, long and short, calls and puts. If you want to learn the trading strategies, it's all within that video lesson library. You also get access to the mindset of trading, trading psychology, the education on that, and of course, risk management and position sizing. I'm trading naked options in a very conservative way, and it's consistently making money within the stock market on a weekly basis. So if you do want to learn the strategy, and if you do want to be a part of Trader Society, it's going to be the first link down below in the description. You also get access to the live trading streams that I do every single day at market open, where you get to ask me questions live on the spot. You get access to the real-time trade alerts, the daily stock analysis with the watch list, the important updates on the overall market as well. So there's a lot more to it. If you want to check it out, it's going to be the first link down below in the description. As soon as you sign up, you get instant lifetime access, and you could start trading with us as soon as tomorrow at market open. So that's going to be wrapping up in terms of the top stocks that I'm going to be watching into this week. The watch list that I sent out yesterday, if you watch that video watch list, it had some great ideas. The NIO calls, they printed out open. I told you guys in terms of NIO, if this gaps up, you're going to want to look to buy it early in the morning for the breakout. You could have bought NIO call options when this was in the 2050s, and I alerted calls in the 2050s today, made a quick 10% return on that. It shot up all the way to 2120. Nice 70-cent move there. Quick scalp. Best time to trade, and the best time I do best trading is at market open. Within the first 30, 45 minutes, first hour of market open. That's when I do best. It's very tough to make money and trade during the midday. Power hour is a little better, but I find it to be most profitable in the morning. And then we also had Roblox. Roblox was from the watch list. We stated the key levels when it goes above this 47.40 to buy into that breakout. It ran all the way to $49. Those Roblox call options printed. You could have made a quick 30-40% within the first 10 minutes of market open. You got to be quick on these. You got to have your platform set up the right way. We also had Clove. I told you guys, if Clove has the first red day, this was actually my best trade for the day. I had some wins today, had some losses. I'm barely in the green on the day. I gave back some profits towards the midday. I've noticed I trade my best at market open towards midday, I'll usually give some profits back. And then power hour, I'm a little bit better, but it's volatile, so I can give back profits there too. So in terms of me, I trade best first 30 minutes at market open. That's what I'm mainly going to be focusing on. I do want to improve in terms of other trading days, in terms of other trading times. Not that that's necessary though, but I do want to grow and improve in that sense. But I'm mainly going to be focused and hitting size at market open. That's where the best trades going to be made. First 30 minutes. Clove. As soon as this went red and turned this previous closing price into resistance, I played put options on this. I made 30%. As soon as it hit 336, right before this low, I got out, took my profits because it formed the Dragonfly Doji at key support, which is very, very bullish, and SPY was ripping and Clove follows the SPY. Locked in my profits for a quick 30% win. That was the play of the day. It wasn't all green for the day. I'm two for 4 on the day, so it's a 50% win rate. In terms of my portfolio, it's like barely up. It's up like 1%. In the morning, it was up like 4%, but I get back some profits towards the midday. So what I've noticed in terms of my trading style and in terms of trading in general, it tends to be the easiest at market open. That's what I've noticed. I tend to trade best towards the market open. Not right away. You want to give it a couple minutes, typically until like 9:35 or 9:40. It depends on the setup. But I've just noticed I trade best at market open. That's when I trade best. Midday is very, very tough with options because the lack of the volatility and the timing has to be so on point. It's very tough midday. It tends to be very choppy and stagnant. Power hour is a little better. It picks up, but I don't find power hour to be the most predictable. I find the market open to work best. So this is a situation where you can master market open and you could be done within the first 30 minutes to 1 hour and just shut off the computer. That's all you need. All you need is one strategy that works. You don't have to try to improve in other areas. You don't have to try to learn a bunch of strategies. You don't have to trade midday. You don't have to trade power hour. All you need is one thing that works, and then just continue to get better at one thing. As you master that one strategy at that one specific time frame, that one key strategy, you're going to start to notice as you continue to trade that one simple strategy, that one simple trading system, that trading method. As time goes on, you're going to begin to notice very, very small things that you normally wouldn't notice because you're going so deep into one thing, and you're going to start improving in all different areas that you've never even seen before. And these little micro adjustments to your trading will truly help you master that one thing, which will get you exponential results in the long term. I'm telling you guys, pull out a compound interest calculator with options. It is possible to make a 1-2% return daily. It's possible to average out like a 5%, a 10% return weekly. And if you compound that, your life can drastically change within the next 2 years. And then, you know, as your account scales like crazy, it's not going to be as realistic to get those insane returns once you hit that 7-figure, that 8-figure mark. But once you hit that mark, you're already set. Like, you're not going to be thinking percentage-wise at that mark. You're going to be thinking more dollar-wise at that mark. But yeah, you just have to understand, this is a game of patience. You know, it's very easy to make money trading. It's very easy to make money trading. It's very easy to lose money trading. You want to know what's not easy in terms of trading? To keep your money. That's not easy to do. You have to stay disciplined. You have to be self-sufficient. You have to trade the best setups at the best prices. Stick and trade your plan. Don't let other voices get into your head. Don't let other people's opinions change your mind. Trust your gut. Trust your strategy, trust what you're learning, experiment, and then learn through that experience. And at first, you should be paper trading, or you should be sizing in very, very small. In terms of options trading, if you're trying to get rich quick, you're going to blow up your account. You're not going to be in it for the long game. You might have some big wins. Your portfolio might be up 100% on the day. Your portfolio might be up 1,000% on the year. But I'm telling you, as time goes by, you're trading in a fashion that's not sustainable, and you will give back all of your profits. So just keep that in mind. Do what's best for your long-term portfolio and take a conservative approach to options trading. So like, one of the ways that I like to take a conservative approach is I'll do something like this. I'll be extremely happy with where I'm at right now if I can get a 2% return on a green day. And on a red day, I want to stay below 1% at the max on a red day. With that being said, what I'll typically do is I'll put in about 10% of my portfolio into a trade I'm confident. So say my portfolio is, you know, $1,000. I'll put in $100 into that trade if I'm extremely confident, right? So 10% of my account. And then what I'll do is, in terms of profit taking, every time that contract goes up 10%, my portfolio goes up 1%. So the contract only needs to go up 20% to make a 2% return on my portfolio. And these contracts that I'm trading, sometimes they'll go up 30, 40, 50% within the first 30 minutes. It's possible. Every once in a while, we'll have those big hitters. If it's Friday expirations, we could have a big 100% plus. We've had trades where it's 400% plus. But the point being is, it's like, put in 10% of the account on a trade you're confident in, and then risk no more than 1%. Risk no more than like 10 to 15% on the option contract, and then aim for like a 20 to 50% win in between that. You don't want to aim big all the time, but you want to try to aim for at least a 2% return to risk 1%. That's like the bare minimum. And then you want to try to situate it to where you're risking 1% to make 3%. And you're not putting in a lot. This is like your key. You're not putting in a lot of equity to make those returns. You're only putting in like 10% of your account to make a 2, 3, 4% return on your portfolio, right? And you're not risking 10% of your account. You're risking like 1% of your account. So if that contract goes 10% against you, you cut your loss. If you want to risk a little bit more, 15%, 20% against you, you cut your loss. Your portfolio's down 1.5 to 2%. Big hitters, 30, 40, 50%, you're doing well. So I just want to make that very, very clear, because if you want to be in this for the long term, if you want to see growth, if you want to see exponential micro improvements, if you want to master your craft and master one thing, this is a mathematics game. This is a game of risk management. This is a game of who can keep their capital, not who can make money, who can lose money the fastest. If you're trying to do that, you're just going to blow up your account. Like I said, it's very easy to make money trading, and it's very easy to lose money trading. So you have to try your best to master keeping your money, to compounding that account and to growing it exponentially and mastering these. I'm telling you, if you make this adjustment to being disciplined and to focus more on risk management, position sizes, cutting your losers quicker, and then getting back in once you know. So like it can look great. It can look like you're about to make a 30% return on the contracts. Then something flips and it's going to flip flop. So you get out, you take a small 5% loss, 10% loss, you take the L, and then you get back in when it looks good again, or you get back in on that next trade that you see potential in, and then you make it all back and more. You make a 2% return, risking that 0.5%, 1% of your portfolio plus, right? So just take this approach, slow it down, trade the best setups at the best prices, and trade options conservatively. The reason why people blow up their account with options is they try to get rich quick. If you try to get rich quick, you're going to blow up your account very, very quick. So I just want to be very clear about that. Take the conservative route to options trading. Aim for, in terms of your green days, aim for like a 2% return, 2%, 3% return. In terms of your red days, try to keep it under 1.5%. Try not to go above 1.5%. Keep it under 1.5%. So I want to leave it off at that, because that's very important with options. You have to understand this is a long-term game. Options trading is a gift. There's nothing like this. You can grow a small account exponentially. It's possible, but it's going to take time. It's going to take that 2 years. It is going to take time. Like it's going to take about 2 years to hit that 6-figure mark. Could happen within a year, but the reality of the situation is it's going to take time. So please stick to a more conservative approach to trading options. You're going to learn so much more. You're going to last a lot longer in the game, and you'll have a much better chance of succeeding in keeping your money within the long run. So I want to leave it off at that. If you do want to be a part of Trader Society, it's going to be the first link down below in the description.